Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Dunk Shot brought to you by Ray Brandt Auto Group. I'm Jeff Duncan, columnist for the Times-Picayune and NOLA.com, and we're launching the daily video updates here for the fall football season. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're back daily to get my take on the world of sports. And today I'm going to start with a somewhat controversial take that I know is counterintuitive to most thinking right now around the world of sports, and especially in the NFL. I watched a lot of preseason football games this weekend, like some of you I'm sure did. I didn't go to Indianapolis. I got a free weekend, my last, by the way, until probably February. I'm not complaining. My job beats digging ditches, but it's nice to have a free weekend before the grind of football season hits. I'll be off to Houston this weekend for the LSU opener against Wisconsin. But got me thinking this weekend, as I was watching these preseason games, how nice it would have been to start the regular season instead of seeing the third preseason game for everybody. Let's face it, folks. The NFL is eventually going to go to an 18-game schedule. They're going to have to let the atmosphere and the temperature right now die down a little bit because of the player safety concerns, and there are legitimate concerns about expanding the regular season from 16 to 18 games. Once that dies down, I think they're going to push back for an 18-game schedule, and I'm going to be behind them rooting for it because I think there's a way to make it happen and make everybody a winner in that proposition. Let's face it. The league expanded 36 years ago in 1978 from 14 games to 16 games. It's been a long time, and they need to expand to 18 games. I know there's some concern that it's going to expose players to more injury, could have potential long-term impact on their health. Nobody wants that, and I think there's a way you can get around that if everybody gets involved. First of all, the owners are going to have to reach into their pockets, and that's a big if because the owners never want to reach into their pockets. But with the NFL revenue streams going up through the roof, the fact that NFL franchises now have doubled in value. The Dallas Cowboys worth $3.2 billion now, according to Forbes magazine. That's double what it was worth 5 years ago. Everybody is making money hand over fist in this sport. It's time for the owners to give back a little bit. They need to expand the roster sizes. It's ridiculous they only have 53 players on an active roster. It's even more ridiculous that only 45 players are active on game days. That's an antiquated rule that needs to go away right now. It allows the NFL coaches, the position coaches, and the assistant and the head coach more flexibility with their roster on game days. They can substitute more liberally, and that's critical when you go to 18 games. They need to reduce the snap counts at certain positions so that the players are playing the same amount of snaps over an 18-game schedule that they would have in a 16-game schedule. It's easy to do if you have more players, and coaches have to embrace this. They can't get stuck in a rut and act like you can't do these things. If you know NFL coaches, they're creatures of habit, they're slaves to routine. They need to get out of that thinking, start thinking outside the box. For instance, the offensive line never substitutes during a game unless there's an injury. That's ridiculous. You can sub in offensive linemen, give those guys a reduced snap count each week, and you could still manage to have a very efficient offense. It's not going to completely derail the offense. We see it at other positions. It's evolved at the running back position. A decade, 2 decades ago, you had a workhorse bell cow running back. He took almost every snap. He was on the field the entire time. That position has evolved. Look at the New Orleans Saints. They are backfield by committee. That's standard operating procedure in the NFL. Kyrie Robinson, Mark Ingram, Pierre Thomas, they all split reps. It keeps them fresher over the course of the season, reduces their chances of injury. You can do the same at the offensive line. We see it at wide receiver. We see it along the defensive line. The only position probably you're not going to sub at in an 18-game schedule is going to be the quarterback. They're not hit as much as other players, but even if you had to sub in a backup quarterback for a series or two in the second quarter like we see in some colleges, I don't think it's going to kill anybody. And this allows the players to play an 18-game schedule without increasing their risk of injury. I think it's going to be a win-win for everybody. The fans now get 18 games. They don't have to keep paying these ridiculous standard prices, regular season prices for a preseason game. The owners get more money because the NFL can now go to their broadcast network broadcast partners and ask for more revenue for an 18-game schedule. The product's better. The owners get more money. That money trickles down to the players. They get 60% of the revenue stream in their contracts divided up. They're going to get more money, and the fans, most importantly, are going to get a better product and a more bang for their buck on their season ticket. I think it's a win-win, and I think it's eventually going to happen, and it can't happen soon enough as far as I'm concerned. That's it for the Daily Dunk Shot. I'm Jeff Duncan. Be back again tomorrow right here at NOLA.com. Take care.